Everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen up your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant based diet going for yourselves today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and get with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. So, this morning we're going to get right into talking about 3 a.m. and night cycles, and even the significance of 3 a.m. And maybe a little bit why it's called the witching hour as well, and why you should wake up at 3 a.m. or use the hour of 3 a.m. for specific things that you need for yourself. Okay, so let's get right into it. So 3 a.m. it's pretty much known as the witching hour, right? For most of us, we have heard this, and this is true. It's pretty much called the witching hour, but it's also they pretty much label it as the hour to maybe fear, or like the hour to avoid at all costs because it may be related to evil or something, but this is not true at all. The truth of it is that 3 a.m. is like the peak of when our energy is at yin. Okay, so the peak of yin energy. So during the day, we would see this as yang energy for the most part, and during the night would be yin energy. Okay, feminine energy and masculine energy, day and night. The two polarities or the two energies. Now the peak of the young energy, I would say, would probably be around 12 in the afternoon, maybe. But I also want to say that the peak of of the yin energy may be at 3. Okay, and if it's not the peak, then it has something to do with the just the way the energy is at this time. It's very much more inwards. It's more bodiless because of the fact that whenever it is nighttime, this is the time that we are supposed to be astral projecting. And this is what we're doing during our sleep, and this is why we chose the night to sleep. I mean, some people sleep during the day, but for most people, it's during the night, and we've made it like this because this is the time where we can astral project and be able to do so most profoundly or most effectively. Okay, now during 3 a.m., this is the time um, where the energies are very, very much feminine, and it's because they're this way, it allows us to look very deeply within ourselves during this period or during this time, and it corresponds to the number 3, and 3 is a metaphysical number in itself. So this is why it opens up gateways to being able to traverse metaphysically. Okay, very, very simply, and 3 is also very feminine. This is why it is curved. All numbers which are curved are feminine in their nature, and 3 is a metaphysical number along with 6 and along with 9. These are three metaphysical numbers, and at 3 a.m., openings of metaphysicality come to, and this is why we are so turned inwards during 3 a.m. And this is why during the hour of 3 a.m. you should utilize the energy that is present to be able to do the inner work. You can get insight into your shadows at 3 a.m., which may be the reason why they say to avoid 3 a.m., or they call it the witching hour, or not so much the witching hour, but they see it as maybe horror, or maybe to avoid it, because if you're doing the work at 3 a.m., you're naturally going to be opening up, let's say, your DNA, and you're going to be able to see more of your shadow. And for most people, they don't want to do the shadow work because there's traumas, there's things that you don't want to see. You've hid them away, to the back of your mind, to keep them locked in the vault. So during 3 a.m. you can actually use this period to unlock the vault, and access these experiences or your shadow, and you can start understanding more about yourself during this time. But not only can you do this, you can I want to say you can even you can pretty much use, let's say, chaotic magic at 3 a.m., or maybe you can just use magic more profoundly, or your magical ability is empowered at 3 a.m., which is why I want to say they may call it the witching hour, because witches are feminine in their nature, and they're all about spelling. They're all about doing this work. um, they're all about doing this type of work. They use magic, and during 3 a.m., a very feminine time of our life, witches would be very, very perfect for this time, because witches are the feminine magical user, and 3 a.m. is metaphysical, and it is also feminine in its energy as well. So this may be the reason why they call it the witching hour. I don't have the actual origin of when they started to call it the witching hour, and what actually happened. I'm sure there is some type of origin involving movement of witchery, or witchcraft. But witchcraft during 3 a.m. is pretty much going to be very, very empowered. So if you want to start getting in tune with your natural ability to use magic, then 3 a.m. is when you want to be awake. Okay, only because during 3 a.m. the energies are very conducive to start accessing your natural magical abilities. So start waking up, or start or stay awake during 3 a.m. and start like meditating or something, and it can actually open up your ability to use magic, and it can actually allow you to start opening up and unveiling your shadow more often, and it can allow you to do these things. But there is also, which may be a reason why they say to avoid it as well. I want to say, since it's a metaphysical hour, then the connection to the psychic realm, or the psychic worlds, or the psychic plane, is more available to access. So what this means is basically that during the hour of 3 a.m., it's like the earth plane and the psychic planes are pretty much more in unison. So entities from the psychic plane are able to manifest themselves on the earth plane, and you can connect to these entities more easily than you would be able to do so during the day. Because you can't really do this during the day unless you're already doing the work. But at 3 a.m. is going to be the most conducive time to be able to do such a thing. So this may be a reason why they say to avoid it, because or to at least like adhere, or something like this, because uh, the two planes, the earth plane and the psychic plane, are very much vibrating in unison during 3 a.m. And this allows for entities from the psychic plane to manifest themselves, and then you can entangle with them, and this may not always be the most safest thing, but you got to understand that there's more divinity to the design of things, so you shouldn't just avoid it completely, rather get to know it, because it's something you can't really avoid. You're gonna be you're astral projecting during 3 a.m. if you're asleep anyways, so it's not something that you can actually avoid, so it would just be better to understand it a little bit more. you know um, for me, I like to just stay up. Sometimes I wake up, or for the most part I try to wake up around 2 or 3, um, and do meditation and yoga, because this is the time when I'm able to experience more deeply, and experience more metaphysically. And if I need to channel any type of entities or connect with any type of entities, this is the time to do so. So I'm able to naturally connect with any type of entities that I see fit, and this could be any entities. It doesn't have to be purely malefic entities, okay? That is just something that they tell you to avoid, maybe accessing your powers or your shadows. Um, they can be, I want to say, malefic entities can be very, very mischievous, or they can be very controlling, and they can drain you of your life energy, but you already hold the understandings of how to avoid these entities to begin with, for the most part, because we've been doing this for probably millennia or longer. So nothing to ever fear. More so, just understand it. Expand consciousness, because that's what is needed. So use the hour of 3 a.m. to access metaphysical dimensions. Use it to look more inwards. Use it to open up your shadow and starts to unveil your shadow, so you can balance yourself out and live more holistically. And you can even do channeling during this time. You can even communicate with entities. You can talk to anybody. It doesn't have to be malefic entities. It can be any entity. Okay, this is going to be a time to do that. And we are supposed to be awake during 3 a.m. anyways. We aren't supposed to be sleeping for so long. We kind of you can think of like cats are kind of like always awake. They just kind of nap here and there. We shouldn't be sleeping for so long anyways, so we should be up at 3 a.m. and we should be using this hour for some type of work when it comes to balancing ourselves out physically and spiritually. So that's pretty much a little bit on the witching hour, or 3 a.m. You can always use the hour. Don't avoid it. Don't ignore it. Okay, just understand it a little bit. Do your own research as well. And that's it for today's video. So peace out. One love. Generate some static electricity from the etheric body, or the first layer of the aura. Have a great morning. Calm it down. Drop a like and subscribe. And that's pretty much it once again. So peace out.